Yo, hello everyone, and welcome back to our live streaming channel. So, I think right now a lot of people will be asking what is going on and what is our expectation. So, let's begin our live sessions. Okay, so welcome back to our live streaming channel. Okay, so welcome back to our live streaming channel, and let's get to it. Okay, so sorry, I have been haven't um sending out as many report as well, because we are restructured the report style, giving you a much more direct approach what is we overall we do say that the market conditions is not as what not strong as what we thought. So the best trading style we recommend everyone to trade is crude oil, because we do think that the market sentiment is not that strong. I mean, not what we mean that it's not that strong. It's actually that the risk appetite is much more stronger, and dollar index and gold market has been having a negative correlation in the short period of time. So overall, I'm expectations that the gold market is facing a major resistance on, as I mentioned, 9.5. So this is what we expected, that the price should be showing a really major resistance area. Prices do really reach through VWAP, and the market do really reach through this major supporting level, and this is what we call the major auctions balance as well. So I'm expecting that the price is actually going lower, and if we do see the price is going lower, let's see from the volume profile perspective, price is actually showing us exhaustions, and I think the price is actually forming a major resistance on 3.5. If we do think that 3.5 is actually the bottom area, we might be, I mean, 4205 is the bottom area, we might be able to do short positions and getting back towards on the lower sides, because the market hedging, it's not that strong. And yeah, let's see from the VIX. VIX is also showing that the market is remaining on the lower sides as well. So overall, we do expect that the gold market might not be as strong as what we thought about it. Okay, so let's see. So right now we'll be expecting that the gold market is actually going lower because we do see that the market is actually showing us a really big resistance area. As I mentioned, we do see that the market is actually reaching through some kind of resistance area on this level, and we do expect that the market is showing us the auction imbalance is actually the price is not really wanted to push higher, and we do see that the market is reaching back to the lower sides. Okay, so right now we can see that the market conditions is actually reaching back towards on the lower sides because the options balance is actually remaining on the lower sides. Aggressions is actually going lower, and right now the whole picture is actually showing us that the market might be wanted to go on the on the lower sides. Right now is actually forming a ranging level between 4236. So meaning by that is that 4375 is actually a really keen resistant area, and we do see that the imbalance is actually building up. So I think we can actually enter another short positions and see whether or not can we make it back. If we can make it back, I do think that the price might be going back to the lower sides, and let's see if the price really go back to the lower range. And besides of that, crude oil, I actually really think that the price is likely to continue to go higher. Okay, so crude oil, I think that the price is going higher. As I mentioned, the market conditions is actually much more leading that the risk appetite is actually wanted to go higher. So crude oil is definitely having some momentum to go back to the top sides. Okay, so this week I already mentioned that the key things that we need to be aware of. We already expect that the gold market is likely to go from the top and retrench back to the lower sides. We already saying that the hedging perspective of the market is actually going lower, and the correlationship with the gold market is much more leaning to much more positive. Meaning by that is that the hedging purposes is much more lower because the cost is much more higher. Causing by that, we can see that the gold market is actually going back to the lower sides. But as I mentioned, does it mean that the gold is actually entering on a downtrend momentum? I don't think so. It's much more likely to see that the gold is forming a ranging level on December. Okay, this is my thought. So this week, if you really wanted to have a really good high ROI, enter. So if you really wanted to have a high ROI, my suggestion is to try to do long positions on the stock indexes. SP 500 and crude oil is your best choice. So you can actually try to do this two trading opportunity. Just do long positions and just set and forget and let the market do the rest. Okay, as for gold market, I'm actually expect that the market will be forming a ranging level, not going higher nor going lower. It's probably forming a big ranging level. This is my thought about it. Okay, from what we can see that the gold market is actually quite strong. The book map is actually expect to go through this range as well. So I do expect that the market conditions is actually much more leaning to go through a ranging level. Okay, so right now we already mentioned that the market conditions is actually showing us a really strong resistant area. Okay, so right now we already mentioned that we are trying to do long positions on crude oil and expectations that the gold dollar index gold market, is it possible that the gold market is reaching through this bottom range and planning to go back to the top sides? This is a really good question. Let me think about it. Market do shows a ranging level. This range, price to really go back to the lower sides, forming through a ranging level aggressions, and price is actually accumulating it. So So right now we can see that the market, as we already mentioned, the price is forming a ranging level between 4236. So the market is actually accumulating it from here. So 4236 is actually a really strong resistance area, but from the bookmap perspective, we do see that the market do shows a really strong resistance from the VWAP. So you can see that the VWAP is actually showing us a really strong resistance for the past few hours. And right now we can see that the market is actually acceptance. So we might need to see where is the which one is much more aggressive. So you can see that from here onwards, you can see the aggression buying is much more stronger using from the CVP. So CVP is actually showing us that accumulations, forming here, exhaustions, and price do really go on, exhaustions back, and pushing back towards on the higher sides. So the market is much more planning to go higher sides from the CVP perspective. And right now we can see that the market is actually accumulating it from 4236. This is also what we already mentioned. So 4236 is what we call the balance area, the high volume nodes area. So right now the market should be forming some kind of ranging between 4236, and the price will be likely to go through some kind of lower sides. I already mentioned that this week the best trading pairing it's the crude oil. Crude oil we have been planning to do long positions all the way because right now we have been doing something new as a core relationship pairing trading. So using core relationship, we can see that right now what is the sentiment of the market, what is happening on the markets, and so on. So right now I can say that the dollar index and the gold core relationship is negative back. So it means that the risk appetite is actually gradually slowing down. And right now we do see that the dollar index is also going higher. So this is why that I already mentioned the gold market on yesterday onwards. We say that the gold market is not highly likely to go higher sides. And from besides of that, we also giving out a really good informations on the ETF. So we also including ETF in our reports. Okay, this is our new report. So ETF, we also mentioned that this site. Okay, so you can see that we are actually saying that this ETF. So because of this ETF, I don't really think that the gold will be likely to break through a new high because this is ETF is actually calculating on the physical gold demand. So usually we can see that the outflow is happening and means that it's not quite likely to see the gold market to break through the higher sides. And from the flow, ETF flow, we do see that the Europe sites is much more likely to reducing their sizing on gold. Doesn't mean that it's going through a downtrend from my perspective. I do think this is giving us a really good clue that the market momentum it's not as strong as we thought about it. A lot of people thinking that the gold market might be breaking through new high, for example from the newly high like the October 17 high, but I don't really think so. It's much more likely to form a ranging level as I already expect. And I mentioned that it's quite likely to see some kind of big movement in early January or maybe late January. This is my expectations for now. Market, it's probably reducing their appetite on gold market, and the market is much more leaning to risk assets. So we have been doing long positions on crude oil this week. Crude oil is our mainly focused product of this week. So crude oil is definitely in our shorts. So we'll be just keep on doing long positions and you just hold to the top sides. So we are actually holding and buying a lot of crude oil and we are expecting that the price is reaching through a new high. And from the technical perspective, we do see that there's a really good clue. So you can see that we are, oh shit, wait a moment. We have been doing long positions and we didn't really put our stop loss. We just put and just buy to the top sides. Okay, our expectations is that the market will be continue going higher. So if the price will really give us some confirmations afterwards, we'll be definitely keep on adding our long positions and a tackle to the top sides. Okay, so this is our trading plan for the week, and we'll be adjusting it by daily using trend, momentum, and timing to find out where to add positions, where to adjust our stop loss, and so on. So this is our trading. I think this is our mainly focused product from the crude oil perspective. Rather than gold market, I think it's forming a ranging level, so it's probably not as quite a good trade from my perspective. Okay, but if you're asking me right now, the bullish momentum is according from the bookmap, we do see that the bullish momentum is much more stronger. Okay, you can see 111 and the auction imbalance is actually pushing the price higher. So you can see that auction imbalance here, price pushing higher. Okay, here we can see that has been adding on it. Price wanted to push lower. Okay, this big aggression bubbles. Okay, you can see bubbles. Okay, price usually holding back. Okay, here we do see exhaustions. Price want to pull back, and this has been forming exhaustion. So you can see that it's much more showing us that the short positions, I mean the short volume, it's not quite strong using the aggression style, and the volume from the bigger sites is actually gaining some momentum sites as well. So if the price will really break through to the top sides, we might be seeing the price to go back towards 4240 and maybe forming 4240, and then the price might be forming some kind of accumulations of this area. According by the bigger volume profile, I mean bigger volume auctions, we do see that there's a big auctions on 4246. So 4246 is actually a really keen resistance area. If the price really break through, might be attracting a volume back to 4246. So you can see that the bottom sides, it's right here. Price has been showing some kind of resistance. You can see that this area is actually quite interesting on this one. The price wanted to push lower here, but it's actually keep on filling on. The bubbles is actually giving us some signs, pushing higher. Price is actually giving lower sides, pushing higher last time, and then a fail off. So you can see that from here, the buying momentum is actually much more stronger as well. Yeah, buying momentum is much more stronger on the lower side. So you can see that the market is actually absorptions from here, and then after that the price has been gradually going back towards on the top sides. Okay, so right now the market is, as I mentioned, right now the market is actually accumulate between 4236. So 4236 in the CFD world is 4205. So the market is actually accumulating in on 4235, 4205. If the price really break out on the higher sides, we might be seeing the price to go back towards like this level, 4240, or maybe even right this level. So remember, if you do really wanted to know more about it, remember to like and subscribe and follow our YouTube channel. Okay, recently I'm just like adjusting our weekly reports and our daily reports. This might be taking some while. Right now I'm actually adding correlationship and letting you guys know what is the hedge fund on the bigger money sites, what is their thinking and what is their thought. So this week I have been giving out a conclusions is that the risk appetite is not as strong. Doesn't mean that the gold market is going back to the lower sides, as I mentioned. It's much more likely to say that we might not be seeing the gold to break through new high. like breaking through new high. I don't really think so. Gold might be forming a ranging level from my perspective. So this is my thought about it. Gold might be forming a ranging level for the couple of days, next couple of days. So let's see, am I right or wrong? And I've been using few indicators to letting you guys know in the reports. I will be saying why I'm thinking that, why the hedging is actually lower. Right now, what is the risk appetite using core relationships, and the VIX is also the same. So VIX is actually the risk appetite as well. So VIX is actually remaining at the lower side as lower. So VIX is getting lower means that the risk appetite is actually much more lower as well. So this is putting some pressure on gold lah. I can't say that the gold is definitely going lower, maybe forming a downtrend, but I'm saying that the gold market is actually forming a ranging level. So this is my thought. Okay. So from the book map, you can see that the buying aggression is much more stronger. Forming here, you can see that the buying aggressions for 110, this area is actually quite balanced from here. But as we mentioned, you can see that the buying momentum is much more stronger. The auction imbalance is price is actually forming back. So we can see that the market is pushing back towards on the higher sides and getting this level. Okay, so this is what we already mentioned about it. And the price is actually reaching back towards on the top sides. Okay. So right now I'm thinking that the price is actually reaching back towards on the top area. So currently I'm expecting that the gold market is likely to continue to go back to the top sides. Okay. So let's see. I think the price is actually reached through the low. Means that the gold market might be reaching through a new low, and the price is actually forming a ranging level. So market might be forming back towards on the top sides and reaching back to 4216. Price might be reaching back to 4216, 4216 area. So let's see, where is it? So 4216 is let me find out. 4246 minus 31, 4215. Let's see. Yeah, I think the price might be reaching back towards that level because it's actually ranging. So price is definitely reached back to 4216 or maybe even much more higher. Okay, so right now, just do long positions on the gold because gold is actually forming a ranging level. As I mentioned, gold is not going downtrend. It's much more likely to go through a ranging level. So buckle yourself. And remember, this week, the most trading pairs that we are focusing on crude oil because we do expect that the crude oil is going back towards on the top sides using the market sentiment. Risk assets is definitely going through a much more stronger sides. So we are expecting that the crude oil and the SP 500 will be definitely going higher. From the gold perspective, I do think that the core relationship is still the same, is still a hedging purposes, but the risk appetite is much more higher. So that means that we can't say we not really likely to see a gold to break to a new high, but will be forming a ranging and then gold stock indexes will be going much more higher. So this is my thought about the market situations. Okay. So remember, if everyone do really like our content, please remember to follow, like, and subscribe. And do remember, we'll be doing live streaming sessions every single day. As I typically say, right now we are focusing on restructuring on the daily reports and the weekly reports. So remember, okay? Price is actually showing some kind of support. But right now, let's see. So you can see price really tackle this VWAP area, and VWAP area, the price really go through back towards on the top side. But we do see that there's actually a lot of signs of this because you can see that the price is actually pushing higher from here. Here it's actually thinning out, so you can see that this one is actually a really big influence, and you can see that the price is actually accumulating it on 4236 as I mentioned before. 4236, and then the price is going higher. 4236 is what we call the 4205 in gold market. So you can see the price is definitely going higher, and maybe tackle 4216, I'm guessing. Okay, this is my thought of the market. Okay, so remember everyone, if you do really like our content, please give us a like, subscribe, and follow us. And we'll be ending our live streaming sessions in another 2 minutes. As I meant, will be much more. I will be focusing on the reports this few days, and I will be adjusting it and letting you guys know what is the bigger picture has happening and what can we do about it. Okay. So thank you for everyone watching, and remember, if you do have any questions, remember to give us comment. Give us your thought on the comment section below, and I will be definitely watching out of it. Okay. So for the last few minutes, price really reached through this level, forming a big resistance area from here. But yeah, I think the price is actually wanted to go higher. So let's see. Yeah, quite strong. Let's see. I think this level 4236. If the price really go back to 4236, is definitely a really good timing to do long positions. 4236. So if the price really go through 4236, then we might be expecting that the price will be continue going higher and reaching through 4216 area. Okay, so thank you for everyone joining, and I will be see you guys to